Did you know that during the pandemic, women and young people were hit hardest in terms of global anxiety, and depression rates went up by a massive 25%? About a third of 14 to 19-year-olds in Switzerland and Liechtenstein have been diagnosed with depression. However, despite this very high prevalence rate, less than half of those screened as depressed have contacted a mental health professional. This is obviously very concerning. Good evening, everyone. My name is Magnus, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about small changes that we can all make in order to improve our mental health. So to be perfectly honest with you, I was one of those people that struggled with my mental health during the pandemic. And I'm very fortunate to have a very strong support system around me, but many people weren't, and they're still facing the consequences today. So how exactly can we improve our mental health when we're feeling low? It all starts with something called self-care. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly is self-care? And that's a great question. But self-care is all about maintaining a balance between work or education and things that you love. So scientists have proposed 7 pillars which can help you to improve your mental health. The first pillar is eating healthily. So there's a big culture around diets and what exactly healthy eating is. But similarly to self-care, it's all about balance. 2 foods which I really love are pasta and Parmesan cheese. So I constantly try to work these into the meals that I'm eating while still maintaining a balance between healthier foods, which I know that I need in order to develop. The next pillar is sleep, and the idea of sleep helping mental health is very much backed up by science. Researchers from the National Institute of Health have detailed how while you're sleeping, the connections between your prefrontal cortex and your amygdala are strengthened. And the amygdala is an area of the brain which is very much related to emotions. So it's clear to see how getting more sleep can improve your mental health. Scientists have also shown that sleep deprivation can lead to depression and suicidal thoughts. I know many of my friends who do not get enough sleep. They come to school and they tell me how they slept 3 or 4 hours in order to cram for a test. And while it might seem that staying up late and cramming is a good solution in the short term, in the long term, it can have very negative effects on your physical health and your mental health, as well as your performance in your school or work environment. The next pillar is exercise. And when I say exercise, you're probably thinking of a run or like a marathon, but I'm honestly one of the least naturally athletic people that I know. So what I try to do is go on a 30-minute walk every day. And just spending 30 minutes outside, getting some fresh air, getting your blood flowing, can really have a positive impact on your thinking and your mental health. So it might seem like it's good to stay in and work all day, but really just going out for a little bit and getting your blood flowing will make you feel better and work more efficiently. The next pillar is structures and routines. So as I said, self-care is all about keeping a balance between things. And the most surefire way to do this is through making yourself a schedule. So this could be, for instance, setting a specific time for eating your meals or for going to sleep, but also setting a time, say an hour every day, to not do any work, not look at your emails, but do something that truly makes you happy. For example, every night between 8 and 9 p.m., I try to do something that I love, whether that's baking or listening to music or knitting or watching a TV show, just something that will really make me feel good. The next pillar is mindfulness. And I know from my friends that mindfulness is not a very popular technique for some people, but it's all about feeling the sensations in your body and focusing on your breathing. And doesn't work for some people. It really does not work for me. It makes me feel more uncomfortable and anxious than when I started. But I urge you guys to give it a try, and if it works, then you can incorporate it into your daily routine. If it doesn't, then you can just forget about it. The next pillar is learning, and this can be done in millions of different ways. But one thing that I like to do is when I wake up every morning, I do the New York Times mini crossword. And it's just a little fun, not so serious way to get your mind working and to get you ready for the day. So the best part about this is that it can be totally tailored to the individual. So whatever you like to do, you can learn more about it. Whether that's cooking and you're learning a new recipe, a jigsaw puzzle, a crossword puzzle, there are millions of ways that it can be done. Now, the last pillar, which in my opinion is sort of the most important one, is the value of human connection. So this is something that teens really lacked, and everyone did during the pandemic. But I really encourage you guys to go and speak to your friends as much as you can. It's really important to have those interactions and also to share how you're feeling to your friends. One of the main issues about mental health is that there's a very big stigma around it. So just sharing your feelings could help someone feel comfortable enough to share theirs, and that improves mental health for everybody. An example of something that we have put in place here at CDL is the peer mentoring program. So we help students who are struggling with attendance or mood, and we just get those problems out in the open, and it already helps them feel that they can tackle them more easily. So as I said, you do not have to do all of these. I do not do mindfulness ever. But just tackling one or two of these and doing them consistency can really help you, and I can almost guarantee you that if you do a couple of these consistently, you will see the positive ripple effects in your life. Thank you for listening.